Hi guys, welcome back to Click Video Mag. This is the Embargo Day episode. We love doing these things because we always have newer stuff to talk about. First things first though, we're going to jump into not stuff announcing today, stuff that was announced about a week or so ago.
Stuff that was announced a while ago, and I thought, you know what, we never spoke about them. Let's get them out there.
Absolutely.
They were so well loved by the public. The previous incarnations of these, G7X Mark II. This is the upgrade, the Mark III, and the Mark II we both loved.
I just want to get my hands on it.
Yeah, I want to get that back at some point in time.
Yeah, no, that new black and silver design. Oh man,
it's cool. It comes in completely black as well, but for me the black and silver is it is amazing. So major changes. We've kept the same 20 million size sensor, but the sensor is completely changed. We've now gone with a stacked sensor.
Oh wow, okay.
Versus the old normal CMOS, and that just gives us a lot more space in the camera.
Let me tell me, how high is the ISO?
Over 100,000.
Okay, well, for a camera that tiny, that's the only way you can do that is by having the pixels on the top and the circuitry behind it.
Correct. That's a stacked sensor.
Cool.
So another nice thing is this was the vlogger's camera of choice.
Yeah, of course.
Everybody loved it, but everybody
didn't have the mic input.
Everybody had a major gripe. So
it's there. It's got the mic input.
Okay. So now it's become more and more because video and audio goes together.
Cool.
Like we both
know. The other one, G5?
G5, now the old G5 had a viewfinder on top.
Okay, yeah.
I always didn't like because you can't stick it in your pocket.
Fair enough.
And what they've done with this one is they've added a little viewfinder on the side.
Okay.
It's still electronic. Pull it out to use it, and when you don't want to use it, you just put it away.
Is that like, does that pull it out?
Yeah,
okay.
pull it out.
Yeah, interesting.
So otherwise your eye's never going to get
Okay, specification-wise?
Very similar. Still 20 million pixels, stacked sensor, humongously high ISO. The shooting speed has gone a little bit faster to about 10 frames a second on this baby.
Okay.
So still uses SD cards, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, all the other things, but now with the mic port and 4K.
All right. So now the big question, obviously, G7 has been our camera of choice. We love traveling with it. 4x optical, 4.2 optical zoom, f1.8 at the wide end, an image stabilizer. Why would I want the G5? Is that only about the optical viewfinder?
Just for the viewfinder.
Only for the viewfinder.
It's just for the viewfinder.
Okay.
The screens are basically your
standard flip up. Yeah.
Standard flip up for the.
I wish they'd get that side one, but that's mirrorless.
There's no space.
Yeah, I get that.
Space is a premium, but.
That black and silver, or that retro look, it's very, very popular.
I've run this with the onboard mic, which sits directly there, and it's not bad.
Yeah,
it's not bad. But
I mean, the original G7 and G7 Mark II were vloggers' dreams, despite not having, I saw people gluing pieces of fluff on the front there.
The one nice thing with G5 had is they had the hot shoe on top.
Yeah.
So now we've lost the hot shoe, but you get so many things that you screw onto the bottom of the camera that does your mic.
Cool. All right.
To me, it's not a big.
Enough with the 2 weeks old stuff. It's 2 weeks old. Yeah. People want to hear about what's happening today.
Okay. With for a while.
Let's get those out of sight. I'm gonna jump the gun first with my new baby, which is the brand new EOS 90D. Much rumored, much leaked, much talked about, and much awaited for a very, very, very long time. What Canon essentially did is we took the 80D and we dialed up where we could possibly dial up. 80D was an incredibly popular camera, not only in the sort of still photographer's point of view, but from a vlogging point of view.
Absolutely.
The video was fantastic, that flip out screen, the audio control was really, really good, and vloggers liked it because it was really low cost. With that 18-135 lens, with that power zoom adapter, you could do Wi-Fi control and Wi-Fi zoom. It didn't sound like a big thing, but up until then there wasn't an SLR that could do it.
For sure.
So the 90D now takes that and dials it up a little bit. So the most important change is we've gone up to 30 million pixels, we've got up to 10 frames a second, and we've added 4K. Now, obviously, the big question that the majority of people are going to ask, what about 7D2? 7D2 is an incredible camera at the time, and it has been an incredible camera and a workhorse for donkey's years. But when the 80D launched, that already started having an impact in sales because you got a really good high ISO performance on the 80D at 24 million pixels. You were only at 8 frames a second, so there wasn't a radical difference. The big thing about the 7D was it was durable, solid as a rock.
You could hammer it.
2 card slots, that LP6N battery, we've kept that as standard, but that 10 frames a second for autofocus tracking was really, really, really good.
So that uses LP6N as well?
It still uses LP6N, still pretty much the same, but it is an upgrade from an 80, and it brings it very, very close to the 72
there we go.
In terms of 10 frames a second. However, I think the 72 is still going to be on the market for a while, because right now I'm pretty sure that Canon can't make a 73 and keep it under a sort of $3,500-$4,000 kind of price point, or 50,000 rand for a South African market. This comes in as a sub 20,000 rand camera, right about the same price as the EOS RP at $1,400 odd.
That's very good.
That's very attractive for a 10 frame a second camera. and 30 million pixels, it now provides a nice upgrade path from the 60, 70, 80
Absolutely.
kind of brigade. And for somebody who still loves his 7D2, an incredible backup that goes very, very nicely with it.
So this is going to have all the standard things, grip, all those nice things. It's going to have the normal EOS grip.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
chargy through the grip.
And it's testament to Canon continuing investing in the crop sensor DSLR market. Now, on that same note, crop sensor mirrorless market we're still investing in.
I've been playing with this for a while. It's the brand new EOS M6 Mark II. And when we had the M6 Mark I, I love the camera to bits. It was my travel camera, specifically from the fact that you could take that off. That's your electronic viewfinder, which you could take off, and it becomes such a small little pocketable carry-around camera, which is absolutely amazing. So when you slip this on, now you've got the ability to see what you're shooting, to see what you want to do.
Yeah.
And it's the size.
Does that come in the box?
For now.
Oh, okay.
If you buy 1545 kit, that comes in the box.
Okay, and I'm led to believe specs pretty much the same. Almost 30 million pixels, 10 frames a second. You've got a little bit more speed when you go 14. 14 frames a second.
14. So that's the same kind of speed as I get from my DX.
Yeah.
And it is blistering.
Sure.
It's also got eye tracking in the camera. It's got silent shooting. Silent shooting not on burst yet, but yeah, I'm thinking stick around a little bit. Uses LPE17, which I think is ample for this camera.
Fair enough, yeah.
Goes with a whole range of EFM lenses, and also with the adapter you can fit every single.
But I mean, size comparison. I mean, right there. I mean, you can see this is designed for the sort of bigger, the DSLR type of build. And if you do want smaller, the sacrifice obviously is battery life is going to be a thing. Having said that, from a performance perspective, that's really not a hell of a lot.
From a performance perspective, this astounded me, because when I pulled it out of the box and I thought, okay, 14, how good can this be? Because it's mirrorless.
Yeah.
And then I started playing with it, and it was amazing. Even with this, the lag through that is not noticeable. I'm very impressed with this. I can't wait to see what it does. We're going to be taking it.
I'm going to see that lag comparison the side of the football field, shooting kids running around.
We can do that
with them both running at 14 frames a second. That's a bit annoying, but still, I like that a lot. They're very, very, very cool.
It's very cool.
Alrighty, now that's that for these. The other thing is not so much top secret anymore. I'm just going to move that out of the way. These two little beasties, the first two of the Holy Trinity in the RF mount lenses. Now, we spoke about these back in February, that Canon's launching the 6 big ones, 6 big lenses this year. The first two in the Holy Trinity are out as of today. 2470 2.8 LIS and 1535 2.8 LIS.
I think you need to stop at that IS. That's
that's the clincher. I mean, when we went from Mark 1 to Mark II in the EF mount on the 2470 2.8, the entire world was like, why no IS? And the restriction there is in terms of a 24 to 70 in a single zoom, number one, f2.8 in that zoom as well, maintaining the standard that it had to be. I mean, this is the wedding photographer's beauty, fashion, portrait, reportage, the lens that 90% of the world's pro photographers will use on a day-to-day basis is that 2470 2.8, and quality was at the absolute pinnacle. Now, to put a stabilizer in and 2.8 and 2470 not only cost money, but it also detracted from the quality to a point that Canon wasn't happy. So they didn't put it in. Having said that, with the new 20mm flange back for the R mount, 24 is now a lot easier to do, 2.8 is a lot easier to do, and now we've got stabilizer. We'll see the MTF graphs when they get published over the next couple of days, but from what I've seen out of this at 24mm at f2.8, especially off-center, the edge sharpness is through the roof. All of the niggles and all the worries that we had from shooting at 24 at 2.8 with chromatic aberration, spherical aberration, vignetting, gone.
But also this plays with DLO in the R and RP body.
Absolutely.
So you've got that added to it as well.
Absolutely, without a shadow of doubt. Then, the new baby, the 1535 2.8. I mean, 1635 has been the go-to sort of focal length that we've had for absolutely ages. Now having the 1535, 1516 is like, so it's nothing there.
But why?
Because we could.
Okay.
But it goes back to why is Canon doing crazy stuff on the R mount?
For sure.
Because we can. And as I say, the stabilizer's there, and it is magnificent, and it most certainly works. It is an absolute killer. And that we're really stoked about, to have the first of the Holy Trinity. Can't wait for the little white one. We haven't seen that yet. That's coming soon. Hopefully, 7200 2.8 part of the Trinity.
Must be.
And then obviously that 85mm 1.2 DS.
I must say, whenever I pick up these, Raj, and not to take away from the EF, but whenever you pick up one of these RF things, it's such a solid piece of lens that it just feels solid.
Absolutely, and it goes back to what we've been seeing online, that more and more people are starting to realize, the EOS R might not be the perfect camera that everybody wanted. The RP is not fast enough for sports or action, but when you see what these lenses are delivering, it is absolutely insane. And to have the benchmark, when I look at my 5D4 with the 2470 2.8, I take an R with this 2470 2.8, because those sensors are pretty much identical, you can actually start seeing, as a benchmark, 5D4, EOS R, sensors the same, the quality looks so much better. It's not just processing, it's all about the glass.
It comes through the glass.
And if this at 2.8 is anything like the 85 or 1.2, when that baby came out, at 1.2, that lens was sharper than its older version at f8. This, from what I can see, we've only got a beta pre-production. When it starts hitting the shelves, when it starts hitting the streets, I think people are going to be blown away. And it's a hint of things to come.
Absolutely.
Canon back in '87, when we changed from FD to EF mount, when we launched autofocus, we put 13 amateur lenses and 18 pro lenses into the market before the EOS 1 came along. The EOS 1 was the first pro body in 1989.
Yeah.
So, they're saying Canon's first radio. People are like, all these pro lenses, where's the pro body? It's like, yeah, easy target. Watch this space. Yeah. So as you say, there's two things that Canon has to do: a mega resolution version and a mega speed version. And the fact that we're going to have the grounding already, and people are already playing with these 2.8 lenses and seeing what they deliver, when those pro bodies come along, oh my word, we're going to change the world.
I cannot wait.
So one other thing we announced today, it's not available immediately, but coming early in September, is a brand new firmware update for the EOS R and the EOS RP. A further improvement on the eye tracking autofocus. Now the EOS R, when it launched, it was really, really good as far as the autofocus speed in single shot, and the eye focus was there, but in one shot only. We did a firmware update back in February, March, up to 1.2, which allowed the tracking AI servo in the eye focus. This new incarnation, and I've seen a beta version of it, and if it does what it says on the box, oh my word, I've never seen this this level of accuracy
tracking
before.
of the eye, I was looking at you the other day, and it's just scary.
Yeah, I mean the existing EOS R takes around about sort of 13% of the frame. Once the face fills about 13-15% of the frame, then it can grab the eye. This one apparently can go as low as 3% of the frame. Yeah. So your subject's a lot further away, and it can pick up that eye.
So when the guy is standing at the 100-meter start blocks, and he looks up for the first time, you've got his eye.
Depending on the lens. I was going to say depending on the lens. On a 15mm, maybe not. 70-200, probably yes. So it could be a very, very, very interesting thing. The fact that there's been 3 concerted upgrades in terms of autofocus performance on the EOS R leads me to believe that the best is yet to come. Absolutely. As a double whammy, not just this improvement on this eye focus, but also object tracking is substantially higher. So I think we're developing the autofocus system on the R to get ready
for the other stuff,
for the next stuff.
Sure.
And again, personal opinions, it's not fact.
No.
Check that autofocus system out when it comes out. That is going to be absolutely scary. Whoa. Absolutely. I can't believe it. So, exciting stuff. 90D, it's going to sell like hotcakes. This country flipping loves, wildlife, sports, action type of camera. 10 frames a second, sub $20,000. What an absolute killer. Vloggers are going to love the fact that they can go 4K. It's got dual pixel autofocus. There is a slight crop in the 4K to get to that aspect ratio, but it is a super 35mm sensor, APS-C size anyway. But hey, people are going to love 4K in a flip out screen in a camera that tiny. M6, my god, that thing's going to do wonders.
Can't wait for that to good market.
The people who've invested in that EFM mount system. Absolutely. And again, you've got that brand new 32mm lens on there. Well, I say brand new, it's about a year old. But continued investment from Canon in more mirrorless compact sensor, more DSLR compact sensor, full frame mirrorless and full frame DSLR. So the best is yet to come, I reckon. we ain't done yet. That's it for this episode. As always, thanks for watching. Check these things out. Check out all the wonderful negativity you're going to see on YouTube as usual, because there's always people who are going to point out the 7 different flaws and not take the time to point the 10 different amazings. My job is the 10 amazings. Love it for what it is, not for what it isn't. And that's the thing that the world's going to learn about. As always, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, put some comments in down below if you disagree with us, and given that it's embargo day, there's going to be a ton of you disagreeing with us.
Cheers.